What's up, guys? It's your boy Zion, and I'm bringing you another Destiny video. This one's kind of a bittersweet video to go ahead and talk about. I wanted to go ahead and talk about the Festival of the Lost now that it's kind of wrapping up and coming to an end, and go ahead and talk about, did Bungie kind of take an L with the Festival of the Lost, or more importantly, did they kind of handle it incorrectly? Like, this was the first year the live team had the opportunity to listen to the community and build a event around it, and they promised this huge event, and it didn't turn out like that. So let's go ahead and just jump into it, I guess. So Festival of the Lost in year one was an awesome event. And I shouldn't say in year one because it wasn't implemented the very first year. It came out later on. However, it's something where they implemented a better system of going ahead and making people feel involved and going ahead and getting endgame players to continue playing the Festival of the Lost activities and continue playing the game in an effort to go ahead and get the Festival of the Lost loot. They basically made it so instead of you getting purple masks, you got blue masks, and you had to dismantle other blue masks to get paper bits and glue, and then you could go ahead and use those items to go ahead and make your mask a purple permanent mask that you could hold in the vault if you needed to. That's how a lot of players now still have their masks from year one, is they either bought the mask trying to get the flaming skull mask, which you could get to drop. However, it wasn't the same. You could still buy packages, but there was at least a chance you could go ahead and continue grinding out masks in the game without going ahead and purchasing things. Then this year they went ahead and implemented a system where basically if you wanted anything from the Festival of the Lost, you had to go ahead and pay cash money for it for silver and then go ahead and get it. Now, a lot of people were upset with this, and I completely agree. I don't think it was right for Bungie to go ahead and change this system because there was nothing wrong with how they had Festival of the Lost in the first place. Once they changed this system, yeah, they added a bunch of new inventory items such as the ghost, and they added new things such as new animation skins and new sparrows, new ghosts, new masks. And even like their new masks, they only added 2 or 3 and recycled a lot of content from the original Festival of the Lost. So I don't understand why they opted to go for a system in which they basically copied a lot of the same instances from the Festival of the Lost. The quest lines themselves were even basic carbon copies of the first Festival of the Lost. It was the same exact thing except for the whole storyline with Tyra and Saladin. Those are the main differences, but it's something where they barred players behind a paywall. Basically, if you wanted to go ahead and experience anything in Festival of the Lost and go ahead and get anything from it, you had to pay for it, and it's not even worth it. It's something I paid for just because I wanted the content. I'm a collector in that way, so I was willing to pay for it. Was it the right thing? No. I wish I could have ground out like Crucible or something, like which the year one Festival of the Lost, it was perfectly possible to do. You could get drops of the Festival of the Lost gear and packages in Crucible. You could go ahead and get things by grinding out masks just like engrams. It was actually really easy to do, and when you go ahead and look at it from the standpoint of I basically paid money for something that I got for free in the first year. It's a terrible thing to go ahead and look at, and it definitely is detrimental to the community because they seem to go ahead, and I really hope I'm wrong with this, but they're starting to make it seem like you can go ahead and pay to win almost. Or at least if they want to go ahead and take this stance with DLCs, they need to really take this stance with DLCs. Are you going to make it something where I have to pay to get gear? Or are you going to make it something where I actually have to play the game to go ahead and get anything? So it's just something where it was extremely disappointing. The Festival of the Lost in itself didn't have any real new content besides the little like throwback quest line with Tyra and Saladin, but it was a carbon copy of the previous one. Besides that, and there wasn't any new activities. The decorations were exactly the same. It's something where it's actually infuriating to deal with. It seems like their new expansive DLC, or I should say festival, was just a carbon copy, and it's not good whatsoever. Now, I know, guys, I went ahead, I stuttered over my words, I've gone ahead and had to stop and pause several times just trying to get any kind of composure in this, but it's something where it's infuriating for a player like me who's been playing since launch, basically, to go ahead and have to deal with this same rehashing of ideas, the promises of new basic content. It's not even like they're promising a brand new game. They're promising slightly better festivals because we had issues with the lack of content in the beginning and not delivering. It's infuriating to keep hearing the same old promises of, we're going to go ahead and make sure you guys are happy and make sure you guys get all the content you guys deserve, but then you go ahead and give me a DLC that has less content than it originally had. It's absolutely infuriating and hard to go ahead and deal with. Now, I want to go ahead and go back to, I had made a video of me opening packages, and I had made a video of me basically paying to get gear. Now, I'm okay, like I said, with doing that simply because I'm a collector. I've always gone ahead and tried to advocate collecting everything, every exotic, every piece of gear you can. So I can go ahead and justify me spending money. Now, I heard rumors and reports of different people spending outlandish amounts of money. Now, I can justify spending $40 on a game where I haven't really paid for anything since the last DLC. I haven't really bought packages. I haven't done a lot of stuff since the new DLC dropped, and I can justify spending $40. It's outlandish, and I kind of blame the community slightly for people to have spent hundreds of dollars, even a singular $100 of dollars. You got reports when this actually started happening that people spent $200+ on packages for the Festival of the Lost. Nothing in this game is worth $200 to me. I was justified in my own way of paying $45 for a good amount of content that I got to go ahead and give to you, a little bit of enjoyment that I hope you guys got, and I got the gear and everything that I wanted out of it. It's something I would not have spent more than $50 on this, and I hope you guys and other people in the community have that kind of mindset where you have some self-control to go ahead and understand, don't spend copious amounts of money on things that aren't tangible. Like, don't spend hundreds of dollars on a game that you can't even use the things that you're buying. Like, I can use my Ghost, I can use my Sparrow in here in the game. That's one thing, but the masks I got, I can use once a year, and they don't do anything. It was just a cosmetic thing. That's exactly what microtransactions are supposed to be for, but it's something where the community, I guess, got upset because they went ahead and spent too much money on top of Bungie going ahead and doing the scummy, typical going ahead and making people pay for content that should have just been implemented in the game in the first place like it was in year one. Now, I can reiterate that fact over and over and over again that the Festival of the Lost was perfect in the beginning. It's something where people should have gone ahead and just had the same experience, I think. Going into the Festival of the Lost, there should have been more quests. There should have been more to go ahead and attract endgame players to really want to actually do anything in it, because unfortunately, besides like an hour or two in the Crucible, it didn't bring any enjoyment to anyone. And once you go ahead and get past all the quests, there's really nothing to do, as opposed to the year one where you actually you could grind out for masks, you could go ahead and grind out your respawning animations, you could grind out everything in different game modes and go ahead and continue to experience the Festival of the Lost in its own regard. So that's going to be my video, guys. I know I rambled on and kind of didn't make sense at points and kind of did here and there, so I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. If you guys did and enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, a favorite, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys later. Peace.